So someone yesterday brought to my attention that maybe, just talking about stuff is okay. That's kind of what I do, right? I mean, I don't know. And I don't even know where to begin. Like, what... I've been through so much, like sometimes I think, well, everything we do makes us who we are, right? So yesterday I was on the phone with my son, and I've been married. I've been married was 27 years, and my husband was pretty much a dick. And the way he was not like, well, he didn't like beat me or anything like that physically, but emotionally he was not a good guy. And it was a slow process, right? You didn't even realize it was happening. You would catch glimpses of it or that kind of thing, but it got really ridiculous. And especially if he was drinking. It didn't mean he had to be drunk, but there was a period of time where he wasn't drinking very much during our marriage, and he didn't have as many bad moments as when he was a drinker. So I'm not going to say it was necessarily when he was drunk or drinking, but there was a difference in his personality from when he was a sober man versus a drinker. So, regardless of where he was, right? So, one of the things that happened, and it was like a shock to me, and it was like my aha moment. And so, I've been really working on finding the joy back in my life. The leukemia, and then coupled by the COVID freaking shit, really set me back a lot, put me into a big depression. And one of the things I remember when I was happy, I had this just joy, like I was just joyful. And it wasn't because of any other reason than just being happy. And so I've been trying to, like, where did that joy come from? How did that happen? And it was so genuine, and it, hindsight, it was super genuine, and it was super good. But it was not something I created. It wasn't like I lost weight and then was joyful. No, I was joyful and then lost weight. It just kind of came with the thing. And then, excuse me, as time went on, it just, I became more healthy, and it was just easy. Everything I did was easy, literally easy. I mean, not to say everything, because there's always tough shit in your life, right? But it was just more, everything I did came from a place of joy, and not from a place of anything, or what didn't come from a place to try to find joy. I found joy. Now, was it long lasting? I don't know. We all, hindsight, who knows? But one of the stories, I was talking to my son, and my ex, one of the things he would do constantly is, if anyone did anything that he deemed not good, which is a lot of things, he would scream and yell and holler like it was the worst thing in the world. And I'm not just talking about going, like getting upset. I mean, what the hell you do? That kind of, and his voice was mean as hell. So it would be like something like, if he heard someone break a glass, it was a big deal. Like, it was a huge deal. And he would come unglued, and you would hear it. So like if he was in the garage and he heard that glass break, and I'm not kidding you, he would, he'd go like, what the fuck's going on? Like be really just mean. And everything had like, so if we would be doing, let's say we were doing a project together, painting the house, and I spilt some paint, it was a big deal. It was like, he'd get all pissed off. And so everything came with a price. If you made a mistake, it came with a price, and it came with a heavy price. And it got to the point where you'd be like, oh, you'd be scared. And this was 27 years worth of this kind of behavior. So you become didn't realize how much. I'm going to tell you the story in a minute. Like, you become very accustomed to that kind of how you react to anything you do wrong. So if you do something like that you feel might be wrong, or wrong in their eyes because you've lived with it so long, you automatically kind of like do this, like, oh my God, am I going to get yelled at? What's going to happen? And so I was telling my son a story, because we were talking, that he'll never, my ex won't heal until he can get over that shit. Like, and there's a issue with the relationship with the kids. And it's like, you know, I want my kids to have a decent relationship with their dad. I mean, that's their dad. But at the same time, he's causing it. My kids are trying to reach out and try them. And I mean, he even struggles with my daughter. My daughter's easy breezy, lemon squeezy. Like, she just wants attention, you know, just call her, just tell her how smart she is and how good she's doing. And she's like all about it, you know, she's easy. So, now, mind you, she does have tough rules though, too, is like, you know, she has boundaries and she will speak her boundaries. And I think that's probably why he has issues with her. Anyway, so, my aha moment on my joy and where it came from, and I didn't even realize it. We had been divorced, separated for about 4 months. And I bought a house on my own, and I moved into my house. It was all mine. It was exciting. It was a little bit scary, right? And I bought these floor lamps because the house had no ceiling lights. None of the rooms had a ceiling light. So I'm like, I got all of these floor lamps, and I was putting one wicked one together downstairs. And it was really heavy and awkward, and it's okay. Who cares, right? So I was messing with it, and I turned it over or something, and it hit the wall, and it was loud, and it actually made a dent. And when it happened, I just stopped, and I tensed up. It was like instant tense. And I was like kind of looking around, and then it dawned on me, there was no one there to yell at me. And I like laughed like really hard. And I'm like, that's when I found my joy. It was like, I'm free. I'm literally free. I can make mistakes now. I can be a klutz. I can do whatever I want. If I break a glass, who cares? If I spill milk, who cares? If I don't clean, who cares? It didn't matter. It was so nice to have that freedom. And it was such a joy to go, wow, you really freed yourself from that. And it was the biggest aha moment ever because I felt it. I felt it and recognized that feeling and that emotion that was there. It was like, I hit the wall and I literally stopped and my heart stopped. And I'm like, I almost started crying. Like, that's how bad he was. And it just like dawned on me, he's not going to yell at me. Oh my God. And it was like this very freeing moment in my life. And it was probably the most freed moment I had ever had. And it was so silly. It was like, you know, it's okay. Like if you hear something go bang, are you all, you know, your instant thing should be, are you all right? Not what the fuck are you doing? And that was how he reacted. And it was not a nice reaction. He wouldn't say, are you all right? Never, ever. It was, what the fuck are you doing? It was always something. And then he would have absolutely got pissed off at the dent in the wall. And now it's got something he's got to fix and make it perfect because he's a obsessive compulsive, you know, whatever. But excuse me, it's a damn wall and we can cover it with a picture. That's my solution. We don't have to fix it. I'll put a picture right there. We'll put a piece of furniture right there, you know, and, anyway, it was really a freeing moment for me. That was huge. That was probably the one moment, and I don't know if I've ever told that story on here, but that was one moment that I was like, I'm okay. It's okay. But I will tell you at the same time that, in one of my off and on again relationships, I still struggle with doing things that will upset somebody, even though I trust and know this person and I don't have to worry about it with them. There is still something in the back of my mind that goes, please them, please them, please them. You know, I mean and I don't mean sexually. I don't mean it like that. I mean like, you know, don't upset them. Don't upset them. I'm so afraid of upsetting someone because of what, you know, he did. So I still have that when I'm alone, it's not there anymore. But it's going to take practice in a relationship to be able to say, I can talk, I can speak, I can say my mind. I can say, I don't like this, what you do, and this is why. It doesn't mean it's bad, good, or indifferent. It doesn't. I don't appreciate it, and that's okay. It doesn't mean anything. Or I can say, you know what? No, I don't want the walls blue. I want them red, you know, or whatever. Not that, I mean, I usually got my way on colors anyway, but, you know, just that being in a relationship and not being afraid to be who you are. Well, he also made fun of me if I did anything, like if I would dance around the house, I was totally ridiculed, or, you know, I was fat, or whatever the case may be. I was never good enough. I didn't do the dishes right. I didn't clean right. I didn't cook right. I didn't do anything right. And, it came with a big warning sign, because I kind of grew up with that too. Like when I was a dancer, I was a really good dancer, super good. But I wasn't thin enough. So there was always something about me that wasn't enough anyway. So like going in school, I wasn't smart enough, right? But I was smart. I just didn't learn like everybody else did. I had to teach myself, or it didn't make sense to me. Like learning was different for me. I did well in the younger stages where it was just kind of like you're just getting information in your head and you're remembering it and you're spitting it back out. But as I grew up, I realized that things bored me really quickly, which really is the sense of you probably need to, you know, you're probably smarter than you think you are. But you know, and I wasn't as good as my sister because she was such a good student and she was so quiet and meek and didn't speak her mind. And that was good, right? In those days, that was really good. Women weren't supposed to speak their minds that much. It was just coming to that. But yeah. And then I finally, so I've had a lot of it. And so I'm always afraid of saying the wrong thing. And then sometimes when you put up that fear, you end up saying the wrong thing. Like you end up, because you're so guarded that you reword what you're going to say and it's almost worse. So, you know, that's kind of my goal, is to figure that out about me. Like I'm getting over it. Like I speak my mind at work and I'm not as afraid like I used to be. And part of that is because of my age, but you know, I got to get over that. I got to, not be afraid. And I think that's what social media has done for me. I've been able to speak my mind on that in an audience that isn't work related, family related. You know, if I lost somebody, not that I don't want to, you know, but it wasn't like earth shattering. You know, if someone didn't like what I said, don't follow me. If someone doesn't agree with me, don't follow me. If you don't like me, don't follow me. It wasn't about, you know, losing a family member or upsetting, you know, a family member or something. It was more so I could really do it. And that's kind of where I came up with this. And anyway, so I'm going to do this. I'm going to just get on here and freaking talk. Thank you, follower, subscriber, for, you know, telling me that, because I think that makes sense. A lot comes out in these conversations, I think. And, you know, sometimes I'll go back to the hard times and sometimes I'll go straight to the good times. And sometimes I'll just go, I'm not in the mood today. And I think that's good. I mean, it won't be every day, of course, but, anyway, have a blessed and beautiful day. It's kind of cloudy here, so it's kind of gloomy. I got to work this morning. We're doing a disaster recovery test. Always fun. Not so boring. Sit there and watch how everybody else do it, but I just got to make sure they do it right. But that's hard. Like I get bored really easy, but I'll go do something else. So anyway, take care. Talk to you later.